This is Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Zhao Lijian. In March 2020, he became notorious for his enthusiastic promotion of conspiracy theories that the coronavirus pandemic originated not in China, but in the United States. As an official spokesperson for the Chinese government, and as a verified account on Twitter, where he now has over 500,000 followers, this raised alarm about China's spreading of disinformation. Zhao has since calmed down a little bit, after being essentially overruled by the Chinese ambassador to the US, Cui Tiankai, who called these conspiracy theories crazy. But Zhao remains the most outspoken defender of the Chinese government. While this kind of aggressive communications tactic is fairly new for the Chinese government, it isn't new for Zhao. In his previous posting at the Chinese embassy in Pakistan, he gained hundreds of thousands of followers on Twitter for his loud denunciations of what he saw as dirty lies and fake news about China. So who is Zhao? Why was this rhetorical bomb thrower promoted to be an official spokesperson for the Chinese government? And what does that say about the future of Chinese diplomacy?
I'm Niewenhuis, newsletter editor at SupChina. Zhao is the leading example of a new strategy in Chinese diplomacy, and that is trolling on Twitter. Zhao joined Twitter way back in 2010, at a time when Chinese diplomats were known for very modest and sometimes excruciatingly boring public profiles. China blocked Twitter in 2009, so the platform has never exactly been known for having a lot of Chinese people on it, neither officials nor citizens, with high-profile exiled dissidents being the main exception. Zhao broke that mold, especially in more recent years, by using Twitter as what he called a weapon to counter negative narratives about China. One time, he proclaimed a New York Times article about China's involvement in Pakistan as Joke of the Year. Apparently, Beijing liked what it was seeing, so they brought Zhao back to the Chinese capital in the summer of 2019 and promoted him to Deputy Director General of the Foreign Ministry's Information Department. More recently, he was moved into an even more public profile as an official Foreign Ministry spokesperson. Following Zhao's lead, a deluge of Chinese diplomats and even ambassadors have been joining Twitter. These include Cui Tiankai, the ambassador to the US, Liu Xiaoming, the ambassador to the UK, and Lin Songtian, ambassador to South Africa. Other prominent Chinese diplomats have been on Twitter for a few years, but not usually before 2017. These include the ambassadors to India and Panama, the latter of which tweets in Spanish. What do all these important Chinese diplomats tweet about? China's most prominent diplomats are diving directly into the most hot-button issues about China on Twitter. On the Hong Kong pro-democracy protests, for example, the ambassador to the US urged Hong Kong to stop violence and restore order. That was a fairly standard statement. The ambassador to the UK went farther and said that China will not tolerate undermining of national sovereignty and security or challenging the authority of the central government. Zhao Lijian just went full troll and offered his opinion that Hong Kong's chaos showed the failure of capitalism. Another issue that diplomats have not shied away from is China's internment camps in Xinjiang, part of a program of surveillance and control that many scholars say amounts to a campaign of cultural genocide against Uyghurs and other ethnic minority Muslim groups. The ambassador to India claimed that Uyghur families actually support being separated from their children. The ambassador to the UK said that China has achieved ethnic harmony, whatever that means. The ambassador to the US called critical reports fake news. Does the tweeting work? It really doesn't seem like it. Countries that have recently had diplomatic tiffs with China, like Canada and Australia, now have record low trust in China. And Central Asian neighbors that have a lot in common with Uyghurs, like Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Tajikistan, are also bubbling with anti-China sentiment for a variety of reasons. I'm also not exactly sure what purpose the Chinese ambassador tweeting "Great Party" in all caps is going to achieve when talking to an American audience about the Chinese Communist Party's response to the coronavirus. So why is China doing this? The new focus on public diplomacy via Twitter does seem to be a reaction to a barrage of critical news about China's foreign policies and domestic affairs in the last year. For instance, Chinese diplomats were only a small part of a much larger misinformation operation attempting to discredit the Hong Kong protesters. Beijing was caught red-handed in this by Twitter, which banned nearly 1,000 accounts linked to the Chinese state. Facebook and YouTube followed suit. Whatever the reason for China's new Twitter trolling strategy, it is unlikely to go away anytime soon. As Twitter and other social media platforms have clamped down on paid political advertising, Twitter just banned it outright. Having official government accounts is one way to get the message out while obeying the rules of the platform. Because of this, we can expect that China's efforts to use Western social media to wield influence are just getting started. I'm Niewenhuis with SupChina. If you like our content and want to learn more, please subscribe to our channel and visit our website at supchina.com.